Yo, yo, yo. What is up, everybody? My name is Brian. Oh, fuck. I clicked onto that ad. Okay. Anyway, my name is Brian. Sorry if my mic, like my audio situation, sounds really bad. If it does, please let me know. I did a couple test runs with this microphone and it seemed fine, but that was when I had this microphone laying down on the surface of my desk and now I'm holding it because I have no idea where like the clip-on arm that holds it into, like, you clip it onto a desk and it holds it. I have no idea where that went. So please give me some feedback on that. I'll think about upgrading my situation depending on how consistent I actually want to be on posting. Sorry, I'm tired. Anyway, I am doing a quarterback tier list going into the 2026 to 27 season. I got 6 tiers. Sorry, I had to count. We got the MVP caliber tier. Okay, these are going to be the best of the best guys. Only like 4, maybe 5 guys make it up here. You got all pro potential. These are some more elite quarterbacks who just aren't in the top 5 convo, but they're still up there. You have the Pro Bowl caliber. These are the guys that aren't quite elite, but they are definitely above average according to like a majority of, people. Like, these are good quarterbacks, just not great or elite quarterbacks. You got your average starters. They're the guys that, they're not great. They're okay. Like, if your team rolls out with them as a starter, depending on the defense, you might be comfortable with them, being your starting Q, but they're not that good. You got your below average starter to backup material. These are the starters or backups that they're not a very good starter at all, but they could make a quality backup if needed for a few weeks in case of injury. And then you got the fucking trash bin, okay? We're going to start off. Oh, and I also don't think I'm going to do every one of these guys because most of these guys are backups. I think that's Brady Cook. I know that's Jake Browning. Is that fucking Max Brosmer? That's Max Brosmer. You know what? Here, let's just get these guys out of the way. Brosmer, you're dog shit. Brady Cook, you're dog shit. Quinn Ewers, you're not. I kind of liked what I saw out of him. Oh, shit. Oh, God. What's going on? Get this off. No! What's going on? How do I get out of this? Cancel. Oh, there's a cancel button. Okay. Okay, so Quinn Ewers, you're not dog shit, but you're not great. But I did kind of like what I saw out of you, so I'll put you there just out of respect. Dylan Gabriel, you're dog shit. Justin Fields, I'm not going to completely blame him for being ass with the Jets because it's the Jets. I mean, Sam Darnold was with the Jets and he was dog shit. Now look at him. He's winning a Super Bowl with Seattle. So I did like what I saw out of Justin Fields in Pittsburgh. I really did. I understand they benched him for like contract reasons, but I liked what I saw. So he's going to go in the below average starter to backup material. Okay. I might put Quinn Ewers over him. I'm not really ranking like the tiers, like the people in the tiers, because obviously I think Brosmer is probably at the bottom of the barrel in that case. But who else? Tyler Huntley, you weren't terrible. I'll put you here above these guys. Who is this? Is this like Josh Johnson or something? Or is this like, oh shit. No. Wait a minute, that's not Josh Johnson. Wait, that's not Tyrod Taylor. This is Tyrod Taylor. We'll put Tyrod Taylor right there. So is this Josh? Where'd he go? Oh, there he is. Is this Josh Johnson? We'll put him in trash. Sorry. Brosmer has to stay at the bottom. Who else? I'm not going to say McCarthy is a backup. We'll get to him because it's not official who's the starter. So we're going to rank both him and wherever the hell Kyler is somewhere. Right here. 9 and Kyler. Okay. Richardson, you're trash, but I'll give you some respect, I guess. Deshaun Watson, you're fucking dog shit. Shadur Sanders, yeah, I said it. You're also dog shit. I'm putting Deshaun Watson over him. Deshaun Watson's a piece of shit. I'm not ranking this on personality, okay? Like if this was according to character, Deshaun would be down here and Shadur would definitely not be below him. But no, strictly based off of football performance, I'm gonna say when Deshaun is healthy, he's slightly better than Pro Bowl quarterback Shadur Sanders. Who's this? Davis Mills? Yeah, I know who that is. The guy destroyed my Bills. I'm still pissed. We'll put him up here. Put Tyler Huntley over him, though. I don't even know who the fuck this is. I'm going to be so honest. I'm sorry. If anyone knows who that is and is a fan of him, I mean no disrespect. I just have no idea who that is, nor do I really care. Old man fucking Phil. That guy was slinging it. This guy's going to go right between yours. No, he's going to go over. No. He's going all the way up at the top. Yeah, Kenny Pickett, you're dog shit. Brosmer's still at the bottom. The Rattler. He's ass too. He's worse. He's definitely worse than Shadur. Look, okay, I'm sorry. Shadur's gonna go to the top here. You know what? No, we'll put Shadur right there. He's still dog shit. That doesn't change my mind. But if I had to choose between him or any one of these guys in the trash category, I'm taking Shadur and Watson. My mind hasn't changed. Oh, hold on, guys. Ugh. Sorry. Yeah, I do almost no editing on my videos, so if you guys hear like background noises or I take like breaks and stuff, yeah, it's gonna happen. I just don't really give a shit when it comes to editing. Like I'll go through it once, like I'll replay the video on my own time and I'll make sure there's nothing like crazy bad or like, you know, any really bad like mistakes or anything. I don't care about my cussing. YouTube might, but I don't. Yeah, I don't really edit that much. I don't know. Like if I were to get more serious into content creation, I 100% would edit my videos a lot better. But like until that day comes to where I genuinely lock in, because I honestly might, depending on how much fun I have doing this stuff, I might lock in. But yeah, I just like to yap about ball. Like that's all I do. I just like to talk about football. I also like NBA, but I'm not like an NBA nerd like I am for NFL. I'm still a big NBA casual. Go Pistons. I know Pistons, Bills doesn't line up. Don't ask. I promise you I'm not a bandwagon. Actually, you can ask in the comments if you want, and I guess I'll explain it. But I'm not doing it right now because I'm already yapping too much and we're running out of time. All right, starting off with my great freaking Josh Allen. I was gonna say something, but I don't know if I should say it. Stafford won MVP, so you know, obviously, he's the QB1 from last year. I get that, and I'm not saying he's not, but Josh Allen is, you know, he's pretty much the best quarterback in the league. Did he have a really bad playoff game against Denver and sell? Yeah, he had 4 turnovers, 5 team turnovers if you include Cook's fumble. He had 4 turnovers. I get that. To be fair, he also was the only reason we even took the game to overtime, in all honesty. Because, yeah, with the 4 turnovers, it's a big deal, but also he was scoring 30 points. So, yeah. Not much to say. He's just awesome. Is it glaze and complete bias? It might be. But yeah, no, I love Josh. Jacoby Brissett. This guy was not horrible for Arizona last year, and he's going to roll out to be their starter this year. I'm going to put him in average. I don't think he's below average. He's definitely not Pro Bowl caliber or anything. He's middle of the road. Like, he is mid. And that's I'm not trying to use the word mid in a rude or like, you know, like to demean him. Like, I'm not trying to use the term mid as a way to demean him and his career. But he is just mid. He's middle of the road. He's not good nor bad. Like, he is mid. Jake Browning, he is backup material. He's better than any of these guys, honestly. Like he doesn't play that bad when he goes in almost every week for Joe Burrow because Pretty Little Princess can't fucking stay in one piece. Speaking of which, you know, I guess I did say 5. I'll just do like my top 5 quarterbacks up here, and then I'll rank them at the end of the video. So don't think that this is like the real ranking, but he's definitely top 5. Kirko Chains, my guy. This guy, as much as I love him, want to put him in average starter. He's backup material now, or below average starter. I know he's going to be the week 1 starter for the Raiders, and he's probably going to start for the majority of the season. Maybe they let Mendoza get in a few weeks for experience, but for the most part, it's going to be Kirko Chains. I think he'll do fine. I don't think they're aiming to win more than like 7 games. So, you know, take it how you will, but like he'll be fine. He'll be good enough in that system. Jaden Daniels, he also can't stay healthy, but when he is healthy, he's awesome. I'm going to put him in all-pro potential because he has the potential. He is a top 10 quarterback in the league when he's healthy. And he has the talent to be a top 5 quarterback. He's just not yet, obviously. He's too young. He's only had like 1 full season. So, you know. Yeah. But no, he definitely has all-pro potential. Sam Darnold, Super Bowl winning quarterback. Is he top 10? Or is he a Pro Bowl caliber quarterback? If you asked me a few months ago, I'd say he's Pro Bowl caliber. I'd say he's outside of the top 10, but he's like in the 15, top 15, like honorable mention maybe. You're asking me today? I'm putting him in All-Pro. I get Sam Darnold is not the most talented quarterback ever. He's not. He is honestly a game manager, but I think he's probably the second best game manager in football. And we'll get to the first one. I don't use the term game manager as a way to demean someone, like Wiley was saying with Jacoby Brissett and the term mid. You can be a game manager and still be good. It just means that you're not going above and beyond to make plays for your team because you don't have to. If you don't have to, then don't do it. That's why guys like Allen and we'll get to Lamar and Mahomes, they do it a lot because a lot of the time their team lets them down. A lot. Because they don't have the greatest teams. Obviously, Mahomes, he's won several Super Bowls, multiple MVPs. Lamar's won multiple MVPs. Allen's got an MVP and a lot of records. So does Lamar or Mahomes. But it's like, a lot of the times, their teams aren't that great. Mahomes, in their big dynasty run, they had like Tyreek Hill, Travis Kelce, all that. Like that they had a good team and they had a really good defense a majority of the time. Allen had Stephon Diggs, now he's got James Cook, but before this year's James Cook wasn't regarded as like a top 10 or even top 15 running back by most people. Lamar, he has Derrick Henry, he's had Zay Flowers for a couple years, Mark Andrews, like they have these guys, but like it's just not enough. You know what I'm saying? It's just not enough. But that is what I think defines someone as being top 5 is they can make plays. And I know Joe Burrow has Jamar Chase and T. Higgins and Chase Brown and, all that good stuff. But like he has an abysmal offensive line and a historically bad defense over the past few years. So, and he's also been hurt quite a bit. When he's healthy, he is an MVP caliber quarterback and arguably the best pure pocket passer in the league. Jackson Dart. A lot of people don't like him anymore for some, political off-the-field issues. We're not getting into that because, quite frankly, it's none of our businesses. Let him fucking support who he wants. I'm not saying this because, I'm not going to get into all of the political shit because that's just not needed. Okay, I'm not going to give my thoughts on it. I'm not going to say what he did was good nor bad. But it's his fucking opinion. That's all I'm going to say is that it's his opinion. You got your opinion. I got my opinion. He's got his. And quite frankly, if it bothers you so much that he was at a rally with the president of the United States, and if that bothers you so much, then I think you got issues bigger than Jackson Dart going to a MAGA rally. That's my honest opinion. Not endorsing or supporting Trump or MAGA in any way, shape, or form by saying that. I'm simply saying grow a pair and suck it up. Okay? Boom. That's enough of the political rant. Sorry if you guys keep hearing creaking. That's this really fucking stupid wooden chair that I'm sitting in. I'm not in my usual setup, so yeah. Jackson Dart, I'll tell you what, he is really good. I'm going to put him in the Pro Bowl caliber because I think when he's healthy, he looked pretty good. He looked pretty good for the Giants. He did. And I think bringing in John Harbaugh and all these extra additions on the offense like Darnell Mooney, Isaiah Likely, Juju Smith-Schuster, you know, all these guys, Cam Scatterboo hopefully coming back healthy. I think he could have a good season. I don't necessarily think the Giants as a team will have a good season. I think they'll still finish as a bottom 10 team in the league. That's not very hot take. But I think Dart could have a good year. Joe Flacco, is he... What team is he on now? He's on the Browns, right? Or no. No, he's on the Bengals still. Okay. Yeah, no, he went from the Browns to the Bengals. I got that mixed up. You know, he's right here. I think he's probably... I think that's perfect for him. Jared Goff. I think Jared Goff is top 10. I'm going to try and keep these two my top 10. I might put a couple honorable mentions in the back. I'll rank these all after. So, you know what? What I'm going to do is I'm going to fly through here and get all these ranked, and then I'm going to start talking about them because I don't want this video to be over an hour long. All right? Sorry, I don't know why I started doing that. I kind of forgot that my microphone was on. And I feel like a complete fucking dumbass. But, you know, oh well. That's going to be an interesting one right there, is Mac Jones being in the average starter when he's not a starter. He's just that good. Yeah. Hold on. Let me put Jordan Love down and think. Yep, you go in there. And then... You're going to go there. Then you're going to go there. And then you're going to go there. You're going to go there. Where's Caleb Williams? Oh, there he is. You're going to go there. You're going to go there. You're going to go there. Guys, I love JJ McCarthy because I'm a Wolverines fan. Michigan, go blue. But good Lord. I mean, I don't know if I can defend him. I think he still has some potential, untapped, but it's not a lot, man. Fuck. This guy's retired, or not really retired, but he's on CBS as a commentator, analyst, or whatever. Yeah. Oh, wait, what the hell? Oh, that's Riley Leonard. Good Lord, I'm an idiot. Okay, well, I don't want to say Riley Leonard's trash because I don't think we saw enough of him. But, yeah. Wow, I'm a fucking dumbass. Sorry. You see, they kind of look similar, dude. He just looks like a younger Phillip Rivers, kind of. Look. It's definitely not because they're both white Colts quarterbacks that have similar facial structures, at least as I can see here. That's not why at all. Is that Cooper Rush? This guy was kind of ass, wasn't he? God Lord. Fuck. All right, I'm not ranking these, by the way. Like, I'm just going to start throwing people in here. That Carson Wentz? Ask that as I already knew the answer. Okay, now let's get to the rankings, boys, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, so this is the top 5. If I was going strictly off last season, then this would look a lot different. But I'm doing a combination of last season and how I think each of these will perform throughout this upcoming season. All right. Look, I'm not trying to be biased here. Allen is my QB1. He is. Okay. I'm going to put Stafford at 2 because that offense hasn't changed at all. And I think barring any, injuries, knock on wood, I think he's going to do just fine and have yet another MVP level season. I think Lamar Jackson, when he's finally healthy, is going to continue to be top 3. Potentially even 2 to either one of these guys. And then, these 3 are pretty interchangeable when they're all healthy. Lamar just wasn't very healthy last year. Mahomes, obviously, accolades-wise, he's number 1. I'm not saying, all in all, Mahomes is the best quarterback in the league. He just is. But at this current point of time, I think I'd rather have one of these 3 guys. Oh, but only one of them is won a Super Bowl. Yeah, well, you know what? You can kiss my ass because I don't think Super Bowls are everything. Maybe that's a little ironic coming from a Buffalo Bills fan who has, whose team has historic, Super Bowl collapses and tragedies and chokes and heartbreaks and all that good shit. But, I don't think Super Bowls are everything. I still think Mahomes is a generational, once-in-a-lifetime quarterback, but I think these guys are too. I think Stafford is arguably the most underrated pocket passer of all time. Josh Allen is a literal beast and the most productive quarterback ever before the age of 30 in terms of scoring. Lamar is the greatest rushing quarterback of all time. Burrow is one of the best pocket passers, probably the second best pocket passer in the league, behind only Stafford, and is also one of the best all time. He is. Look at the numbers. They don't lie. Okay, this is my top 5. I got 1 Allen, 2 Stafford, 3 Lamar, 4 Mahomes, and 5 Burrow. All 5 of these guys are great. No shade on Burrow or Mahomes for being 4 and 5. Mahomes also was injured for a bit last year, or for a while. So is Burrow, but, nothing's new. Now for 6 through 10. At number 6, give me Dak Prescott. He's that fucking dude. He is that guy. Everybody gives him shit because he's on America's team, and I get it. You have a lot of expectations being the starting quarterback for America's team, the Dallas Cowboys. But he is very good. Does it help that he has 2 wide receiver 1s on his team now that George Pickens is there? Yeah, it definitely helps. And he also has a good running back now in Javonte Williams. And, he still has a good offensive line because the Cowboys know how to draft linemen. They are very good at doing their line correctly. They got a good tight end. Their defense, I think, is going to take a big step up this year with the addition of guys like Rashawn Gary and Caleb Downs, and also bringing in Christian Parker, I think his name is, as their DC. He was the secondary coach for Green Bay, I think, and he's supposed to be a really smart defensive coach, so we'll see how that goes. But I think Dak is a great quarterback. Number 7, I'm going to go Drake. Drake May. Drake the schedule May. Okay. Look, I know everybody gives him shit for having a easy-ass schedule last year, and he really did. Apparently, it was the second easiest schedule since 2002. I don't blame that on him. That's out of his control. He performed well against the opponents that was given to him. He had a pretty shitty Super Bowl game and a also pretty shitty AFC Championship game. Yes, I admit that. But he was still such a good quarterback. He was second in MVP voting in his second season of his career. Okay? And now, yeah, you lose Stephon Diggs as your wide receiver 1, but guess who you replace him with? AJ fucking Brown, who at their respective points of their career, AJ's better than Stephon Diggs. And then you bring in Romeo Doubs as a 2? Like, come on. And then Travion Henderson, I think, is going to get the main workload instead of Ramondre this year. I think he'll take a big step up. I am scared of this Patriots team. I am. I admit that they have a much harder schedule this year, and that might make them look like a worse team on paper. But this is a good team. And Drake May is an elite quarterback. He is elite. Top 5? Not yet, but he is elite. Number, 8? Number 8, give me Justin Ifman Herbert, okay? I get it. Look, he has no excuses in the playoffs, okay? He just doesn't. But I will say he had a very shitty offensive line last year when Joe Alt and Rashawn Slater were both injured. So it's not entirely his fault. However, and I do think that their O-line getting healthier, plus Omarion Hampton coming back healthy, and the addition of Mike McDaniel as your offensive coordinator, I think this puts Herbert in a seat for nothing but success. And if the Chargers and him do not succeed this year, if he doesn't at least win a playoff game, because he has yet to do that in his career, and he was drafted the same time as Burrow, who went to the Super Bowl, Hurts, who's won a Super Bowl and went to 2, we'll get to him. If he doesn't at least win a single playoff game this year with this Chargers team, there is no hope for him, and he is immediately down to average starter. I said it. Okay, this is do or die for Herbert, in my honest opinion. 9, and number 9, give me Jared Goff. Okay. Jared Goff. Yeah, I know, he's not super... he's not a physically talented quarterback. He's not a generational talent. But he gets it done. He's a game manager too, just like Brock Purdy. And who else was it that I said was a game manager? Sam Darnold. But that doesn't mean that's not a bad thing. Just because they were blessed with either a great offensive system or a great roster around them, that's not a shade on them. That just shows that they can win. Even if it is with a super team, they can still win. Okay? And Goff has the numbers to back that up too. Statistically, he's a top 5 quarterback in the league year in and year out. He puts up over 4,200 yards a season. He's a good quarterback. Number 10 is Sam Darnold, the Super Bowl champion quarterback. Yes, I know. Oh my God, Brian, you put Sam Darnold over guys like Jaden Daniels and Jordan Love and Caleb Williams and Jalen Hurts. Yes. Yes, I did. And I know he does. He never made many super flashy plays last year, and he doesn't have an incredible stat line, but he won the Super Bowl. You cannot leave the Super Bowl champion quarterback out of the top 10 unless their name is Jalen Hurts. Okay? Why all the Jalen Hurts hate? Well, I'll tell you why. And this is no hate, okay? This isn't hate. I don't think Jalen Hurts is I think Jalen Hurts is a great person, okay? He is. He's a good person, at least from what I've read and from what I've seen. If he's not a great person, let me know. But I think he's a pretty good person. This is no shade on him as a character. As a football player, he is dog shit. This guy gets carried. I know what I'm saying makes it sound like I'm just doing a full 180 and being completely hypocritical about how, game manager isn't a bad thing. No, for Jalen Hurts it is, because he doesn't have the numbers to back up that he's still a good quarterback. He's had some good rushing years. He's got rushing touchdowns. I'm not going to get into the whole tush-push thing because, pot calling the kettle black when my quarterback also does the tush-push quite often. But this guy passed for, hold on, how many? Jalen stats, not rushing stats, stats. Let's see. He threw for 3,200 yards, 25 touchdowns, 6 interceptions. 2024, when they went to the Super Bowl, he didn't even have 3,000 passing yards. Okay. He just didn't. This guy's career high in passing yards in a season was in 23, where he passed for less than 3,900 yards, 23 touchdowns to 15 interceptions. This just doesn't scream good quarterback play, especially when you have A.J. Brown, Devonta Smith, Dallas Goedert, Saquon Barkley, and a top 3 to 5 offensive line when healthy. Last year, their offensive line wasn't completely healthy. I get that. I'm not saying that last year's collapse for Philly was entirely his fault. It's not. But this guy just doesn't have the stats to back up the fact that he's a so-called top 10 or even top 15 quarterback, because he's just not. Okay? There are so many other quarterbacks I'd rather have on my team than Jalen Hurts. I don't care if he won the fucking Super Bowl. Okay? I just don't. Because he isn't the reason they got there. Okay? And I get that Sam Darnold maybe wasn't the number one reason they got there, because, they had JSN and they had a top 2 defense last year. But, like, that team wasn't completely different from the year before when they had Geno Smith starting. And Geno Smith put up better numbers than him, at least yardage-wise he did, and yet they got nowhere. They were not a great team. They were, what was their record? Seahawks, microphone.